Merry Christmas, community service tubers. This is your Christmas card. I'm Mr. Bossman, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. So this is a video we've made for you. Next up is Party Avenue. Enjoy yourselves. That's it. Good night, Party.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone.
You're going to make sure you got your hat on.
Yeah, I got my hat.
And you make us a nice Christmas card.
I make a lovely Christmas card. Have a good thing of glitter.
All right. Good lad. You know I'm not really talking to you because this is a recording, right?
Yeah, yes. I was wondering, what are you doing on Christmas Day?
I'm already here, mate. This is a message I left for you a minute ago. Look where I am.
I don't really understand.
All right, mate. Good luck with that. Or whatever.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you. He always hangs up like that. I've definitely gone. I'm going to make a Christmas card for Bossman. He's not in a good mood and he's going to have a wonderful time. And this reminds me about my first ever Christmas I remember when I was 7 years old, so didn't know what Christmas was. And then I heard about this man, the magical man, Father Christmas. He lived in the North Pole. They said you can go to see him in Lapland. Where's that? They said, that's north. And I said to my friend, I'm going to go and see Santa Claus. He said, how are you going to get north? And I said, I've got a compass left to me from my daddy. He had it during the Second World War, and his daddy had it in the Second World War. And it's the one thing I had from my parents. So I left the orphanage. I went out into the night time, and it was snowy. I just followed the north. I knew eventually I'd find Santa Claus. And this man, I'd never seen a man like him before. He was so weird looking. He had this weird clothes. He said, what's the matter, boy? I'm lost, I said. I need to find the Santa Claus. I'm heading north, but I don't understand. And he said, hey, boy, come with me, boy. I trusted him because he knew it was somewhere to go to find Father Christmas. So I followed the man. He was very strange, and he took me down this path into this alleyway. And that's pretty shocking, isn't it? It's not really going the way that I planned. He's making a Christmas card there, you gotta love him. Anyway, this isn't enough for me. It's not really quite the way it used to be, is it, Christmas? Look all around us. These bare walls, fairy lights, couple of quid. Basically, I need to go out there and I need to absorb real life Christmas on the high streets. See a manger or something like that. Some kind of experience. It's gonna be lovely.
As I wandered, cloud-like, in my loneliness, I found myself forced to ask, why am I doing this? By which I meant this very video card. Thinking about answers, one seemed more right than the others. I'm doing it for the people who can't be there. The factory dads who are stuck at work, the sick kids in the hospitals that can't come home for Christmas. The old and infirm, too immobile to travel, too cantankerous to be visited. Not the expats, that's their choice if they move away, nothing to do with me. And then there are those who are simply too ashamed to show their ugly fat faces at the family table. The underachievers, the losers in life who can't even hold their chins up for 6 hours a year amidst the competing cousins and doting aunties, all somehow successful enough to have houses, cars, children, jobs, holidays, husbands, wives. How can someone afford to be an uncle when they can't even afford to buy themselves a chocolate watch? It still comes back to money. It all comes back to money. Is that really the only way to show people that you care? Surely the best gifts are the most heartfelt, the most personal. A gift from the heart, something created by a human, not bought by a robot. It was then that I remembered Kingston Upright, a writer I'd met recently who told me he loved the festive season. He'd said he was finishing writing a lovely Christmassy poem. The garish lights of the high street and the staunch smell of people were starting to make my head spin. So I carried on bloody walking, all the way round to Kingston's in fact, in an attempt to absorb some of his positive Christmas vibes and keep the dark thoughts at bay.
Eveline and I, born and raised, two sides of the same coin. The old man's most tragic pair. Oh, Eveline and I, destined to never be together, forever. The young niblets we were, she proposed a rule. Every year on Christmas Eve, one of us would up and leave, whatever the weather, and we would be together. She held her promise and came to mine. We had a capitalist Christmas time. I paid for her dinner, and I'd worked for that money, and my father accepted it greatly. She enjoyed many a present, as did I. And everybody ate and partied. Eveline Why are you so surprised? She said, you will see next year on Christmas Eve when you can come to me. Tradition was born. That was the one day a year, no matter what. Next year I went to hers. Each of them received the same. A wooden donkey, a wooden apple. Celebrations were to a minimum. And everybody just wore grey. And I understood why. On Christmas time, young Eveline would come to mine to escape. Then last Christmas, she came late. In fact, I thought she might not come at all. But sure enough, at midnight, soft pitter-patter on my door, and Eveline, now in decline, paid her last visit to mine. Lost, distant, she faded softly away. That was her last Christmas. That's the way the crumble was cooked. And so this year it's my turn to see Christmas Eve in with Eveline. I know the road to take, and we will be together forever this Christmas. That's not what I wanted, mate. I'm trying to make a cheerful, cheery Christmas card. You're going to kill yourself on Christmas Eve? Oh dear boy, it's a poem. Oh. Have you not heard of poetry? Oh, poem. It doesn't have to all be based all right, on the metatextual as you would prefer. If it is, as you say, a work of fiction, well done. My dear boy, it's poetry. Of course I shan't be killing myself. It's just too depressing. I'm trying to do an upbeat and cheerful montage Christmas card from a community service tubers. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realise the game was to cheer people up. I was not aware. Saddest thing I've ever read in my life. Not the message I want to get across for Christmas. I can't use that, I'm afraid. Well, my dear boy, I didn't write it for you. Anyway. This is all going to be scrapped. I reckon I could do something more cheerful than that, definitely. Oh, I'm sure you could, dear boy. Yes. You're a wonderful poem. Off to do off the top of my head now. Well, why don't you go ahead, cheer us all up and make us all a jolly old Christmas time. I'll do one now, cheerful one. Yeah, no, I'll do it now, right now. All right then, cheerful Christmas poem. Right, okay. Merry Christmas, community service time is when it's Christmas date, 'cause we like to eat Christmas. Christmas tube, just a magical time of year. Love it every year. Not that bad, old chap. Hold on, we'll get one. Needs a little bit of work. If I had all data sit around writing bloody Christmas poems, I probably would have written something more cheerful than that. Yes, it is upsetting, yes. Well, this is all scrapped, basically. None of this can be used. This is all rubbish. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I got less than you got. Nothing. Frankly, that's austerity, my boy. A few eggs have to be broken. Austerity omelette. Austerity omelette. I'm just another Humpty Dumpty, as are you. I don't want to be a cracked egg. Well, I could always tutor you, my dear boy. Don't patronise me. If that's what need be. Don't worry, old boy. It took me many years to gather such a vocabulary. That poem doesn't represent me. You've ruined Christmas again. I do hope, however, that you are all right. Right then, well, other than the reaction shots, that's probably it for me. I'm going to give up. We're going to have to resort to Partly's thing, Partly Avenue's little Christmas card thing. He does his best. Kingston, get your eyes around this and have a look at Partly Avenues. Do I have to watch this? Yeah, you've got to watch it now, yeah. One of us now, mate. Eh? Yeah, jolly good. Right, let's have a look at the boy. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. And then we got to the end of the alleyway, and there was Christmas everywhere. I'd never seen anything like it. There was lights, there was people, there was shops, everything good from Christmas. I said, where can I find Father Christmas? And he said, come with me. And I said, how does he live there all the time? He said, he doesn't live there. You're still in England. I said, how? He said, Father Christmas comes everywhere all the time to see everybody. You can queue up and you can see Father Christmas. I said, that's why I came here. I said, that would make me have the most magical holiday time. And he said, well, have you got any money? Have you got any money? Have you got any money? He said, doesn't even know what Christmas is. He's been mugged at Christmas time. Poor chump. I've had enough of all this Christmas business. I'm not doing that. I'm being serious. I can't use this tape. I can't use Kingston's poem. I got nothing for my card. You know, sparkly lights, no bells, or one bit of tinsel. That's it then. Christmas is cancelled. Great fun. Do you know how much it costs to run a top hat like this? Tidy me top hat up. I'd love that. Don't give up. There'll be no Christmas parties in this office. He didn't get Christmas. Look at him.
Look at this. Even my lights are broken. There's nothing left anymore. It's that part of his old story. We enjoy yourselves out there, Christmas land, giving each other presents, singing Christmas lights and snowy fields. All the families together. Separate all our differences. Put them all aside. Get the football out. Let's have a wonderful time. I love Christmas. Just have to keep going, keep trying. Not much else more I can say. I wish you the best Christmas time you can have. Let's just see how partly gets on, shall we? I can't see it ending well. Here we go then. Christmas time. I'm doing that. I'm being serious. I got my card. I got my sparkly lights. I got my bells. I got one bit of tinsel. I got Kingston's poem. Christmas is great fun. Christmas is great fun. Christmas costs nothing. Look at this. Even me lights singing parties in this office. Old story. I'd love that. I'd love families together. Separate all like Christmas lights. Get the football out. I'd love that. Snowy fields. I'd love that. I'm doing that. I'm being serious. Let's have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas land time. Partly's Christmas. I love Partly's Christmas. Present Partly's the best Christmas present we can have. I'm doing that. I'm being serious. Let's just see how Partly gets on, shall we? Here we go then.
I told you I'd make Mr. Bossman have a Merry Christmas and everybody else. I hope there's peace on earth and all the lonely people are together in one place, lonely together. Enjoy the rest of the...
Hey Partly, you see my Christmas cards?
Yeah. The rest of the card and the Christmas message.
Hey Partly, you see my
Okay. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
You said, what you don't want to take? You need money if you're going to go and see Father Christmas. I said, what is money? And he said, so you don't know what money is? I said, no. What's money? And he went, okay. What have you got? All I've got is the memory of my daddy, my special compass. That's how I got here today. The man said, will you stand in this queue and you give me that compass and I'll give you some money. Take the money and you can go meet Santa Claus. And I said, why can't I go and see Santa anyway? He said, somebody has to make the toys. They have to be paid. They give the toys to Santa and he give it to you. And I said, what's money? And he showed me and he gave me first money I ever saw and the Queen's face on it. I said, who's that lady? I'd never seen a picture of the Queen before and I'd never seen metal queens before. And he said, you don't know anything about stuff. I said, I don't want to give anybody my picture of the Queen. I love her. And he said, that's what makes the world go round, kid. I didn't understand. I stood in the queue. I saw the man in the end. He had the big beard and he was all dressed up. His name was Father Christmas. I said, hello, I'm Partly. And he said, well, you're a big lad, aren't you? What's going on? And I said, I paid my money. I'd never had money. Father Christmas said to me, you've never seen money? I said, no. Have you ever got any parents? I said, no. And he said, kid, you're exactly the kind of kid we're looking for. Can you read that? And he held up something. I couldn't read it because I didn't have any glasses. He said to me, kid, he said, why don't you try these glasses? And Father Christmas man gave me the glasses. Put them on and I could see his face. All of the colours of the lights. They were different. There wasn't just one big blur of fire anymore. Everything was clear. There you go, boy. He said, you can have those glasses now. As long as... I said, anything. I'll do anything you wanted. And he said, promise me, always read the Daily Mail, the Telegraph and the Conservative blues papers every day. Listen to all of the good men I don't really understand. And he said, that's probably for the best. Take these glasses, you read those newspapers, and every day you can make the prettiest card you want, and you won't need to worry about those coins. You won't need to worry about anything like that anymore. You'll just be so happy with Christmas, your life will be perfect. And I said, those newspapers will help me, will they? He said, but you don't get any Christmas presents because you don't have any parents. But next year, and the year after, and every year after, you can try to get more Queen's faces. Eventually, you have so many Queen's faces, you have a lovely Christmas, like everybody else. I said, that's amazing. And that made that the best Christmas ever. Because then I realised every Christmas could be good if I just had enough of the Queens. One day I will. I can't wait. Every day I thank that man, Father Christmas man. Do what he says. I still got the glasses and I still have to read the paper. Nearly finished the card. Hope everyone likes Christmas because of all the good stories. Next time you don't know what Father Christmas is or any money, then maybe stumble across an elf and eventually, hopefully, we can just all of us get Xmas done like that. For Christmas, for Bossman from me, and Merry Xmas times for everybody. Merry Christmas Brexit, everybody.